say all that to say Keke is dating a rapper, a white rapper actually. His name is Styn, and he is 27 years old. He's from Dutch. He's a Dutch rapper. And so she posted a very, very cryptic message on her Twitter page, and she put up a...
First thing I want to do is give a shout out to DaBaby. He lost his 34-year-old brother, Glenn Johnson, Tuesday evening. Apparently there was some sort of incident or an altercation. His brother was shot and they took him to the hospital and he was pronounced dead. So they are still investigating some of the motives behind what happened. But I do want to send a shout out to DaBaby and his family, and it sucks because I always think about the time when somebody gets killed, and like this is so close to Thanksgiving and so close to the holidays that every time they celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's sort of like they'll always remember this. And so I want to definitely send my heart out to you and your family, and my prayers will be with you. And just know that take as much time as you need. Don't feel pressured to be the artist that you've always been, that you're so used to. Sometimes you need to take time out for yourself as a human being and grieve and deal with it. So again, shout out to you and your family, and I hope you all stay prayed up. So the first couple that I want to talk about who is experiencing a divorce is Erica Mena and Safaree. And it's so weird because Safaree just last week posted a message on Twitter just like shouting out Erica Mena and her children and just saying that he would be happy when all their children get together. And he just posted a message to his Instagram page basically saying that he was a bachelor ending 2020 right. He's a bachelor now, ending his 2020 right with a picture. And it's just like, here we go again. With those two, you never know if it's real or not because they've been here before. They've called it off before and now they're back together. And so it's like, you don't know what they're doing. And plus they have so many entanglements. It's like, is it serious? They have their OnlyFans account. I think they have a TV show, you know, and I'm not sure what other business deals they have going on, but it's just like so weird for people to just continuously play these games. So she responded and she posted a picture on her IG as well. But I will say absolutely her message and whoever's her PR team, I actually was like, oh wow, she put out something that actually was credible and it lended support to her and not necessarily to Safaree. So her response was, and this picture, you can have whatever you want in your life, no limits, but there's one catch. You have to feel good. Scorpio season 2020 in motion. And people are starting to say that back in September, she posted this message on Twitter, and that was sort of the reason what had catapulted Safaree feeling how he feels. And so she had wrote on Twitter, my kids, this is what my life is about. Priorities be really fucked up for some people. Blessed, I'm not one of those idiots. And so a lot of people are speculating, was she talking about Safaree? Did he, you know, want to play or be this bachelor and they're trying to build a family? Who knows what it is? But again, I take this with a grain of salt because they're so used to flipping on and flipping off like a light switch. We don't know what's really serious. So I think they need to get busy. That's the problem. They don't have other projects and other things to take their mind off of trying to build this ideal relationship. So they're stuck here in this momentum. It's time to find something else to do. It really is. So couple number 2 that is experiencing a sort of a divorce, and this one is actually a little bit more odd than the rest of them. But Erika Jayne and her husband Tom Girardi, they've decided to call off their 21-year-old marriage. Now you have to understand, Erika Jayne, I believe she is 35 and her husband is 66 or whatever the age is. There's a 32-year-old difference. This is so strange, but they basically called off their 21-year-old marriage. Reports had reports had confirmed that they had been living separate for almost about the last 2 years. They had been living separate lives, not living separately outside the house, but sort of living separate lives. You know, she's on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I think she produced a track and she wanted to branch out into sort of the entertainment industry. And he, growing older, sort of, you know, subdued his lifestyle. So he lived a very private life. And, you know, I think it goes without saying, the pandemic, which caused a lot of couples to spend more time with each other or to really be up under each other, to really, you know, see aspects of each other's lives that you would normally see, probably brought this out of them. And I can see how someone like Erika Jayne, you know, I think she's like around my age, who wants to live, you know, she has some little bit of success on her and there's some things that she still wants to accomplish. And he probably doesn't even know what it is she want to do, doesn't even care, probably been there and done that and is over it. And so because he has the resources and he's not like the same age and he's not, you know, dependent upon her, they are divorcing amicably. I think he put out a message saying he loved her, he still has love for her, and she says the same thing, you know, the time is right. And, you know, it's clear that they were friends. Like, this is a relationship where, you know, this is gonna sound disgusting, but it sounds like they had a father-daughter relationship going on. I could see how she probably looked at him in a lot of ways as someone who provided her with support and backing and gave her a lot of guidance and direction. So, you know, despite the age difference, you know, there had to have been some sort of love or some level of respect there for a 21-year-old marriage like this to, you know, withstand all of the different challenges that, you know, she could have withstand, you know, 25 years old being married to, you know, this guy who's in his 40s and 50s. So they are now calling it quits. And so I would like to see, now I think her life will be way, way, way more interesting on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I feel like now we'll get to see, you know, a little bit more or less tamed, more out there, you know, and honestly, I'd be interested in seeing her in her dating world. You know, Erika Jayne is a beautiful woman and she is a very entertaining individual. She says what she says it how she says it. And amongst the group on the cast on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she is the one who has like that spice. It's, you know, and on Atlanta it's Portia, but she's the one who has that spark. So shout out to them. Kudos for them doing this amicably, and it's not like Dr. Dre and Nicole and it's out there and it's this big settlement. I'm glad you guys were able to come together and really figure this out, and really do it together and not really have so much drama attached to it. Now, I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that that doesn't change. So that's that. Keke Palmer. So she basically has been like a fierce force to reckon with. She's a triple threat. She sings, she dances, she acts. And for a lot of young black women or black women who are her age, she sort of is like a figure, someone you would inspire to be like, you know. She's beautiful. She's fashionable, you know, she's about her business. And so there's been many times where Keke has inserted her own opinion about relationships and dating, specifically black men and black women. And so, you know, a lot of people, you know, would automatically assume that she is all for the black love, black relationships. And I think she is. I very much so think she is. However, you can never say that and negate how you truly feel, your feelings. Like, I can sit here all day and say I love, you know, I'm only gonna date this race, but whenever you're in that situation, you never know, because your heart doesn't look at race. Your heart has no eyes. Your heart has feelings, and so you can't shun those feelings because of something you see. You know, you can't walk by sight. You gotta walk by faith. And so I feel like your heart is one of those drivers of your faith. And so I say all that to say, Keke is dating a rapper, a white rapper actually. His name is Styn, and he is 27 years old. He's from Dutch. He's a Dutch rapper. And so she posted a very, very cryptic message on her Twitter page. And she put up a nice video, but I love the caption she put. She put, the caption read, Rare footage of me in the process of becoming randomly suspicious of someone I trust because I struggle with distinguishing reality from my crippling anxiety and emotional trauma. And it just sounds like she's just saying like, I'm very scared because I like this person I'm with, but I'm nervous because they're like, I don't know, it reeks anticipation of love. And so she posted this picture of her and her guy, and oh my God, so she got so much backlash. A lot of people were talking crap about her on Twitter. And so today, this morning, she posted on her Twitter, I see a lot of people living one way but voted another. And people, these comments were bad, but somebody put like you. So when she wrote, I see a lot of people living one way but voted another, somebody put like you, basically saying that, you're all for the black vote, but you're dating a white guy. And she replied to that comment by saying, sorry sis, I'm not in the mood for pseudo shade right now. And I could totally feel that, because it's like, how far are you gonna go living your life, even as a celebrity, hiding who you love and who you really are, even if you support the most intimate details about your own race? I support everything about my race. I love everything about my race. I like shopping black owned businesses first. Let me side note, I like shopping black owned businesses first because not only do you get like a deal, but there's so many other things that you find from them that they have that you just be like, oh wow, okay, so I'll get that. And now you became a client to someone who might provide you with customer service, attention to detail, as an individual, as opposed to someone else, So those are just little things I like to buy from boutique black owned businesses. But needless to say, Keke Palmer and her new man, her new boyfriend, they are going to face this kind of backlash. She built her whole career off of being sort of this successful black woman. And it's almost like when you see black football players go out and marry white women, it's like you built your career off of being this macho black football player who can throw the ball. But again, you can't hide how you feel. Those players are always around a bunch of different races and around an array of different people. They can't just walk in there and say, okay, I don't want to show no feelings for any of you all because I'm black and I need to stick my feelings to black people. It doesn't work like that. I wish it, no, I don't. I actually don't wish it worked like that, because I've met some of the most creative and talented people of different races. And so I don't wish that. I actually, I don't care how you look at it, if you just all black or if you all white. My whole thing is, don't hide what your heart feels. If you feel one way about someone and that's how you feel, express it. If you get rejected, you get rejected, but just know that you allow your heart to talk. When we allow our heart to talk, not just this to talk, we live happy lives. So shout out to Keke. Keep speaking with your heart, sweetheart. Fuck what the haters say. You gotta go to bed and you gotta get your rocks off and you gotta live a happy life. Not these people. No, do it, girl. Another thing I want to talk about is Tami Roman and Shaunie O'Neal. So we all left off Black House, the Basketball Wives. We left off with Tami Roman. She exited, and then there was this big whole thing between EJ, or whatever her name is, I forgot, it's been so long, but one of the cast members, and Evelyn Lozada, because of some racist tidbit. And a lot of people shunned Evelyn Lozada and Shaunie O'Neal after that last season because they felt like, you're supporting Evelyn Lozada, who's clearly being a racist and condescending and contradicting at the same time. But okay, so I bring that all to say, so during the Instagram live with Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly, she was asked which of the cast members, just to talk about the Basketball Housewives, the Basketball Wives, and how that ended. And so she was asked which of the women of the cast she still speaks to, and I was shocked to know that she and Malaysia Pargo are actually on good terms. I just assumed that those two, with Malaysia having her face and her hair and her lips and her nose and nostril hair so far up Shaunie's crevices, that she would be siding with Shaunie. But that's good to know that she does have a spirit and an air of individuality. but she said that her and Tami Roman haven't spoke since the show. And so, I mean, that goes without saying. We could have saw that happen. Tami Roman is probably, and I say probably because I don't know it for sure and I don't want to label her, so I'm saying probably. She gives me pretty girl tease. And so pretty girl tease is just more than just being a pretty girl. Because see, ugly people try to get pretty girl tease too, and they don't understand, honey, you have to get over the first hurdle. Pretty girl tease is when a girl identifies so heavily, or a male or anybody so heavily, with being a pretty individual that they have to surround themselves with pretty people. They can only do pretty things. They need to be treated as if they're pretty. And so she gives me pretty girl tease. Evelyn Lozada, she wanted to be Evelyn Lozada to be all around her and up her crevices, and you know, we're friends, and they're out in the different countries that they visited, and you know, she gives me that, and nothing's wrong with it when you have a good spirit. You know, people, birds of a feather flock together, so there's nothing wrong with having the pretty girl tease, like so. And she also, you know, she always wants to be, you know, even when she's wrong, she always wants to feel like, well, so, you know, like well, you know, it's just, it's too much because it's not realistic. You know, you keep that stuff for, you know, your everyday lives. You put that on the camera and we all can notice it quickly and we identify with it. And so that's why people took a huge disliking to Shaunie, because it's like you're arrogant, your ego, like you're disrespectful as fuck. And you're siding with Evelyn Lozada, who, this girl is, she wants to be famous so bad. She doesn't even know which way she's going. Now all of a sudden she's religious and into church. Immediately after that season, I think she went and got baptized. Here we go. So Tami, if she's not talking to you, run. Keep that hoe on mute. Keep them all on mute. Find something else to do. I love the Bonnet Chronicles. When I used to watch it, I kind of sort of stopped watching it. And I think it's because I don't even really be on my Tidal app like that. But keep doing you. You don't have to worry about no Shaunie O'Neal. You know, I feel like you have enough character. You can figure something else out. You know, it may not be a TV show. It might be an online show. You might just have to work it from the ground up. But you know, and then I think you do Bonnet. You know, you do some news clips too. I catch them online too. So keep doing your thing. F these hoes. The next thing I want to talk about is Miss Joseline Hernandez. So Joseline Hernandez celebrated her birthday. She recently celebrated her, what birthday was this for her? For Miss Joseline. Miss Joseline, was it her? I don't know. But she basically recently celebrated her birthday. And so she took to Twitter, and now she did this a couple of years ago, so it's nothing new. Like, you know, this is her. So she wrote on Twitter, "Do it like it's your birthday. Happy birthday to me. Cash at me $1, everyone. I'm trying to see how much y'all love me. Just $1 from my 3.6 million followers." And so she posted a picture. She put her little Cash App up there. And then one of the supporters, I think one of the supporters wrote to her. What did somebody say? One of the supporters wrote, like, "Are you really begging people for money on Twitter?" And she put, "Well, it's my page and goodbye." And so it's just interesting to see that this pandemic has really caused a lot of folks to find unconventional and non-traditional methods of asking for money. And, you know, you got these celebrities now, like, boldly putting their Cash App out there. You have celebrities joining OnlyFans. You have them joining as individuals, and then they're pairing up with other artists, and then that's another OnlyFans. Like, they're figuring out how to grab this money. You have celebrities creating YouTube pages to document their lives, to get views and clicks, and it works because that's another stream of income. So it's just, you're starting to really realize, like, the economy is when it comes to, like, jobs. It's flat all over. You know, it's not just like your common, you know, your common jobs, your low skill jobs, or your middle class jobs. This is all over. Like, these celebrities are jumping on every aspect to get a dollar bill. So I hope Joseline Hernandez got her 3.6 million from a dollar from all of her 3.6 million. I definitely wasn't one of them, and I don't think I'll even follow her on Twitter. That's too much down the streetness for me.